Good morning and welcome to the 2019 production of the Every 15 Minutes program. I'm Joel Farron, high school principal, and this is the fifth production I've had the pleasure and honor of co-organizing and participating in our first all-school assembly in our new field house. Welcome to our student body, teachers and support staff from GHS and other district schools, to the Germantown School District leadership team, directors, along with several members of our Germantown Board of Education. Thank you to our buildings and grounds, custodial technology departments for setting up two assemblies, one outdoor and one indoor, with both being in less than 24 hours. I also want to acknowledge any staff and students from other area high schools who are here today. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Thank you to the many members of law enforcement, emergency medical services, the Germantown Fire Department, Flight for Life, Washington County District Attorneys Peter Cannon and Mandy Shepard, Circuit Court Judge Todd Martins, Washington County Coroner Greg Garbish, Steve Schmidt and Andy Stetzel from Schmidt Bartel Funeral Home in Namby Falls. I see several members here today of those groups. Obviously there's too many to thank, but I will thank a few of you because you deserve it for the support you've given. First of all, Germantown Police Chief Hale and Captain Snow, Washington County Sheriff Martin Schultes, Germantown Fire Chief John Delane, and other members of their staff. Welcome to the members of the media and many donors and sponsors as well. A fully inclusive list of those groups appear in the printed program you have and also will appear at the end of our movie. A special welcome to Mandy Reed from Community Memorial and Crater Health, who's one of our major donors and supporters for this program. We also had a response. We sent out a lot of invites. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Paul had hoped to join us today, but obligations of his position did not make that possible. Although there are so many others to recognize and thank, I want to conclude this portion with a heartfelt special thanks to Officers Bob Case, Tony Olson, and Kathy Pierce, the school counseling staff of Susan Bast, Harry Benz, Liz Miller, and Karen Hernandez, along with their school social worker, Stephanie Kavish. My administrative team, our Performing Arts Center Director, Heather Polkowski, the custodial staff members, Sean Niles and Andrew Bailiff, the technology staff, Rhonda Rhodes, Chip Meichner, our student and parent participants, and the former Every 15-Minute participants who are here to come back to support us in this production today. I would also like to take the time in this venue to thank Germantown Police Chief Pete Hale for his support of this program and the resources he has made available over the years, as this is very much a co-sponsored event. Chief Hale has dedicated many years of his life to the Germantown community, having worked for the Germantown Police Department for 30 years. He has been the Chief of Police for 15 years and extremely supportive of the Germantown School District, the DARE program, the implementation of school resource officers, and the Every 15 Minutes program. The relationship the district has with law enforcement has led to improvements in school safety in an era where extreme steps have to be taken to ensure safety for all our students, staff, and guests. It is a very unique relationship and one that is not the case in all districts or communities, and in some it's quite the opposite. I believe his leadership and support deserve recognition today as Chief Hale is retiring on January 2nd of 2020, which at that time Captain Mike Snow was in attendance today to take over as Chief. Chief Hale, thank you for your support over the many years, not just for this program, but in helping make our schools safer and our community safer during very challenging times. Although I value our relationship, although I value our relationship, you probably will not miss calling me or Mr. Holmes in the middle of the night with tragic news and things we've had to deal with in our time here together. But it goes with the position for both of us. We hope you stay in touch. I believe that you're continuing on in the community and have a restful retirement. And now, again, please offer a round of applause. 2005, I was approached by Crime Prevention Officer Wade Gordon regarding a program called the Every 15 Minutes program. At that time, we joined the Washington County Injury Prevention Coalition to learn more about the program, and then observed the first one ever produced in southeast Wisconsin in 2006, produced by both West Bend High Schools. Officer Gordon and I worked on this program from that time up until his retirement in the fall of 2017. Since we only run this program every 3 years, I did not have an opportunity to thank him for bringing this program to Germantown during the 2016 production, and all of his hard work within all of those productions as well. Although he is retired from the police department, Mr. Gordon stays active in the community as a member of the Germantown Board of Education. He's unable to be here today. Found out last night. I told him I'm going to talk about him anyway. So I want to just say on behalf to Mr. Gordon, on behalf of all here today, all who have been involved in this program in the past, all impacted by the mission of the program and the intended message, a heartfelt thank you. As we may not be here today if he did not bring that to the district. So even though he's not here, if we could offer a round of applause for former officers. The Every 15 Minutes name is based on the national statistic that has shown that every 15 minutes, someone in the United States was killed due to an alcohol-related crash. Although statistics have changed since the program began, the name still has meaning. Alcohol-related vehicle crashes kill someone about every 53 minutes, and non-fatally injure someone about every 2 minutes. The Every 15 Minutes program is an international program which has been presented across the country, starting on the West Coast, mostly California schools, by hundreds of high schools now, including schools in Wisconsin. This is our 13-year anniversary of involvement in our 5th production. Many of the previous events have been attended by members of our organizational committees. In addition, for this year's production, I asked for and received feedback from participants and had daily assistance from Tammy Crichton during her TA hour and her at work. Thank you, Tammy. Special thanks to them for the work behind the scenes on that. Many financial goods or services have been donated. I mentioned Greater Community Memorial, Youth Futures, Student Council, State Farm Insurance, First Bank Financial Services, Boston Auto Body, The Right Way, Robert's Frozen Custard, the 2 5-gallon things of custard that they all ate last night, and Walmart for the 100 boxes of tissues that are there as well, as an integral part of this community effort. Over the past year, the support of those groups, along with Holiday Express, Majestic Engraving, Homer's Towing, Flight for Life, Schmidt Martell Funeral Services, Hartford Community Services, Department of Public Works have made this program possible. As you can see, there's a lot that goes into that. The multiple donors, sponsors, and volunteers will be shown at the end of the movie in addition to what is in the program. Okay, Bethany. All right. That's important.
Okay. There are 21 students involved in the role of the living dead. And 6 serving in the actor and actress role. An additional 7 students worked on the movies as an independent study and well above and beyond the school day, including some very long nights and weekends. Mr. Farron created the script, text, and music selection for the introductory videos, and GHS senior Ben Shipwood worked his technological magic to make it come to life. Many emails and meetings led to those videos. Did an outstanding job, and let's offer him a big round of applause. Three students submitted designs for the artwork, with the movies posted on the initial scrolling PowerPoint being created by Kayla Newberg. The assembly program artwork created by Aaron Briggs, and the t-shirt design for the ones used yesterday being created by Anthony Yang.
On Thursday, 21 student participants were pulled out of class by a Grim Reaper at a designated site and time, beginning at 7:18 and concluding at 9:56. Germantown Chief of Police Hale and Captain Snow then entered the classroom and read the obituary of that student, which had been previously written by the parent and not shared with the student previous to this time. The students stayed in the hallway and listened to the obituary. The teacher of that class then read the following announcement.
Someone in the United States dies from an alcohol-related traffic collision approximately every 15 minutes. This statistic has improved from every 15 minutes to every 15 minutes as a result of nationwide programs such as the Every 15-Minute program. The student just taken by the Grim Reaper represents one individual who has died from an alcohol-related traffic crash. The obituary was written by the parents in advance, and this is the first time the student has heard that information. Germantown High School is participating in a program titled Every 15 Minutes. This program will challenge you to think about the effects of drinking and driving, personal safety, prescription medication abuse, texting while driving, and the responsibilities of making mature decisions when lives are involved. The National Highway Safety Traffic Administration reports that someone dies every 48 minutes due to alcohol-related crash. Today, 30 people in the United States will die due to alcohol-related crash. In 2017, 10,874 individuals died in an alcohol-related traffic collision, which accounts for 32% of all traffic deaths. Drinking and driving is the most frequently committed violent crimes in the United States. And to put things in perspective, since 1989, 4 times as many Americans died in drunk driving crashes than were killed in the Vietnam War. As you see the Grim Reaper taking students in the obituaries being read, please think of many possible consequences involved in making a life-altering decision to drink and drive. To getting in a vehicle someone who is impaired, or knowingly allowing someone to drive when they are impaired. Ask yourself, if you are in a position to prevent this, what are you prepared to do?
The living dead received white face makeup, a black every 15 minutes t-shirt, wristband, and lanyard with a toe tag. A locker decoration with their name was put on each of the living dead members' locker after they were taken out of class. Most returned to class after this process. At 12:45, a simulation of a crash involving alcohol began and included living dead being let out by the Grim Reaper, various roles of students being played out, emergency response teams, an assessment and arrest of a drunk driver, a call to and response from the Washington County coroner for a deceased student, one student who was critically injured and was transported to Freighter Community Memorial Hospital by the Germantown Fire Department, and another student who was transported to Freighter Community Memorial Hospital via Flight for Life.
After the simulation of River Lake and the hospital scenes, participants were put on a bus and taken to an undisclosed hotel for an overnight retreat. We were not allowed to have cell phones or to communicate with anyone other than those in the retreat. Therefore, our friends and families had to live with a lack of communication as if we had died. Debriefing activities were facilitated by Mrs. Bass and Miss Cavish at the hotel, and students were given a letter by their parents or parents prior to the event. The prompt for this was as follows. Every 15 minutes, someone in the United States dies from an alcohol-related traffic collision, and today you've died. I never had the chance to tell you. The actors and actresses were given a prompt related to their role. Students then wrote their own letter of response to our parent or parents using a slightly different prompt. Today I died and I never had the chance to tell you, which will be given to parents after the assembly. The video crew finished recording the remaining parts of the video, and we were up most of the night finishing the movie that we will see shortly. Students were transported from the hotel back to GHS this morning in preparation for this assembly. Many parents arrived to greet us early this morning and upon our arrival from returning from isolation.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, first assembly. Rodney. So the next part is dealing sort of with the thoughts and intent of this program. Those of you, the staff members that have been here know that we have done multiple productions. This next portion I did not speak about until the 2016 production. Everything you have seen over the past couple of days would be defined as what is a simulation. Steps have been taken to make this as real as possible, so that all can experience the impact that certain choices have and how wide-ranging that can be. Unfortunately, some staff here, including me, have had to live much of what you've seen and what you will see in the movie and additional information that we saw in reality. As you know, GHS participated in this program for the first time in 2007, began planning for it well over a year in advance. January 2nd, 2007 was an in-service day. Students were off, just staff were here. And I remember coming out of my office as an assistant principal at the time and seeing 3 strangers come in the door on the west side of what was the attendance office. 2 were Washington County Sheriff deputies, and the 3rd had a coat on that read Washington County Medical Examiner. I'll never, still hard. I'll never forget the day of the specific moment or the feeling, I guess it still evokes. They came to GHS and asked for a yearbook for picture identification purposes as they were investigating a fatal one-vehicle accident of whom they believed to be GHS junior Wayne Schultz, who had died at approximately 5:30 a.m. on January 1st. Through the investigation, it was found that he had alcohol in his system, registering a .196 over 2 times the legal limit for of-age drivers, along with cocaine and oxycontin. In the days that followed, it was found that Wayne was at an underage and adult hosted drinking party, got up early morning, took the keys of the homeowner, the homeowner's dog, you could take away everybody's keys, except their own, drove off, even though he wasn't licensed to drive, went off the road and struck a tree. This occurred on Hillside Road, south of Monchis Road, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Eventually, a former GHS student who was an adult by the time of this incident was initially charged by the Washington County District Attorney with delivery of Schedule II narcotics and contributing to the delinquency of a minor causing death, as it was alleged that she provided alcohols and drugs to him the evening of his death and then lied about it. Wayne's best friend, Sebastian Kanichek, was the most distraught over the death of his best friend, Wayne. Seth made the same poor choice, consuming alcohol while attending an underage drinking party the night of Saturday, September 15, 2007. Getting in his car, driving over 90 miles an hour, which was 50 miles an hour over the limit, losing control and dying in a one-car rollover accident at Freistadt Road, west of McCormick Drive, 9 months after the death of his best friend. He passed away at the scene on September 15, 2007. An autopsy revealed his blood alcohol content to be .196. No, it's not a typo or a misprint. The blood alcohol contents of the best friends were exactly the same. I recall every detail of the phone call on an early Sunday morning of September 16th from then Superintendent Victor Rossetti, 6:15 a.m. Nor will I forget the words, quote, "We have lost another one." I sat in on law enforcement interviews with at least 50 students in what is called a local parentis, in the place of the parents. We are the parents of these children when they are here, as the representative for the school district. Detective Schmidt, I asked if she'd be here today. She's not, but Detective Schmidt could not be here at a seminar, but this was a very challenging time for us as she interviewed these students. The students were thought to have been in attendance at the party, and over a 3-day period, I witnessed firsthand the pain, guilt, agony, and regret of what had happened. So, the Every 15 Minutes program is a simulation. All of this is fake. But I share the reality of what happened to 2 students, to your school, and to your community several years ago, because one cannot put into words or video the true impact and aftermath of an event or events like the ones I described. Those ones were real. Many members of the class of 2008 struggled with the reality of what happened to their fellow classmates during their junior year. Some still do, as I keep in contact with some of them on occasion to see how it's going. Our goal and commitment is to prevention rather than pain, grief, guilt, regret, and ultimately punishment. All right, as we move on to the program, we have several speakers that will be taking on different roles for you. So we'll start with the student reading the obituary of a fellow classmate. So, Abby.
This is the obituary for Madison Marie Deere, age 18. Cause of death, alcohol-related vehicle accident. Madison was a member of the Germantown swim and dive team and also played roller derby. She was very into crafting, she loved to do embroidery and to make jewelry. Surviving family included parents Colleen and Jim Deere, sister Karina Deere, maternal grandparents Jim and Marion Deere, and maternal grandma Carol Rockin. She also had many aunts, uncles, and cousins, and shared a home with her beloved dog, Willow. Funeral services will be held at Schmidt and Bartel Funeral Services on Sunday, April 28th. In lieu of flowers, a memorial scholarship fund will be set up in Madison's name. To say that we will miss Madison is a gross understatement. It would be like saying that we will miss the sunshine or the rain. She was simply imperative to our lives and our happiness. She was pure energy and joy since the day she was born. And our lives in the world will be blessed now that she is gone. We will love and mourn her forever.
Thank you. And now Mrs. Mira Marwood will read the letter she wrote to her daughter, Maya. Parents wrote these letters in advance. It is of all the paperwork that they have to turn in and waivers and all of that, this is the most challenging one for us to get back for obvious reasons. And she'll share hers with you.
It was like most typical mornings, packing lunches, filling water bottles, scurrying around for misplaced items, and even a bit bickering about getting out of the door on time. Big hugs, I love yous, and you rushed out. I stood at the kitchen sink, peeling an egg, watching you hop in the car, put on your sunglasses, and start bopping around to a song on the radio. I remember smiling, feeling so full, and thinking, gosh, I should have told you what we were doing tonight. And now I think of the many more important things I should have told you, and will never be able to. I should have said thank you for bringing so much happiness into my world. The very first time I looked into your big, beautiful eyes, I understood what it meant to love it and tell it hurt. I'm so grateful to you for showing me, teaching me, and allowing me to love you. I am so proud of the young woman you've become. I should have told you that I always celebrate with you each and every victory. Sometimes we celebrate loudly, but I always celebrate quietly. Your excitement fills me with incredible pride, and there's no greater joy than seeing you happy. I should have shared how hearing your sweet voice warms me to my core. Your giggle is music to my heart and will always be my favorite sound. I should have told you that when I was teaching you, I was learning from you. You had an insight of your own and an opinion that was growing and developing. You shared new perspectives and kept me anxious to be better, learn more, and grow beside you. While we debated lively around the dinner table, many times from different sides of the issue, I heard you. I admired your passion, I learned from your point of view. I should have told you that when you got ready in less than 10 minutes, often in a sweatshirt and a messy bun, you were the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Your big blue eyes danced with just a glimmer of what was in your soul. The curls I loved since you were very little bounced with enthusiasm, and your smile made my heart whole. I should have made sure that you knew how unconditional my love has always been and truly what that means. Nothing you do or say would ever change how blessed I feel to have known you. There is not now, never has been, and never will be a limit on my deep-rooted, loving love for you forever. I should have told you that I stand in awe of your strength and confidence. I can see that the choices you make every day are built from the goodness in your heart. You inspire me as you stand quietly and believe firmly in those choices. The caution in your step shows true bravery, for acting otherwise would be to ignore your inner spirit. I love watching you meet new people, warming them with your smile and drawing them in with your kindness. I should have made sure that you understood what I love you meant. Ours was I love you more, but it is so much bigger than more. It's not I love you to the moon and back because it's much further than that. It's not forever because it's longer than forever. I do, and I will always love you more because there's nothing more than my love for you. I should have told you that I will walk beside you, laugh with you, cry with you, and lift you up as you reach for your dreams. Graduating from Germantown High School, followed by Marquette, landing a perfect job, falling in love, getting married, filling your home with pets, and adopting your own children. The joy of imagining this is overwhelming now. I should have told you that you were my answered prayer. My miracle, my everything good. My dearest one and my life's blessing. Beautiful daughter, I will never get the chance to tell you so many things when I could have. Now I only close my eyes and pray that you can hear me. Fly high and enjoy, I miss you.
And now Maya will read the letter. They were given letters last night at the hotel, and then they wrote their response. So she'll be sharing that with you at this time.
Dear Mom, today I died in an alcohol-related accident and never got to tell you how much I loved you. Through the good times and the bad, you were always there for me. You were my biggest supporter and my most significant role model. I've always wanted to grow up and be just like you. Now the only thing I want is to go back and have one more day as your daughter. Through your actions, you taught me to be a strong leader and to stand up for what I believed in. You taught me that no challenge was ever too big to overcome. You showed me that I should speak my mind and to let my opinions be heard. You always said that life is too short to sit back, and now I truly understand what you meant by that. Every bear hug and goodnight kiss showed me that even the smallest tokens of kindness meant the world. I always knew how much you loved me because you were always the kindest and most caring person I knew. Because of an irresponsible choice, I will never be able to hug you again, and I already miss that comfort. I never got the chance to tell you that you were always there for me as a mother, but most importantly, as my best friend. I will miss our shopping trips and late night ice cream runs. I will miss seeing the look on your face when you were proud of me. I will miss going to craft fairs and farmers markets early on weekend mornings. I will forever be thankful that you always pushed me to become a better person and to pursue my dreams. While I will now never achieve those dreams, and we won't know what kind of person I would have grown up to be, I am faithful that your love and everything you taught me will be stuck with me throughout the rest of my life. Please know that this is not your fault. You are an amazing mother and caretaker and best friend. Please tell Dad how much I loved him. I will miss his random jokes and watching football games. I will miss the late nights coming home and seeing me sleep on the couch, patiently waiting for me to safely return. I am eternally sorry that I will never come home again. I know that one day you and Dad will be okay because you have so many friends and family who will support you through this. Tell the lady that even though I never wanted to admit it, she is the best friend I never knew I had. I will miss her sassy humor, her smile, and her constant support. Your arguments and tears, she was always there to comfort me, and now I wish that I could be there to comfort her through this. To all of my closest friends that became like family, I thought that I'd still be going to school, attending graduation, and spending my last summer at home with them. But because of one bad decision, I won't be there. The friends that I had made these past 4 years would have lasted a lifetime, but now I won't have the opportunity to spend more time with them. I know in my heart that they will all do amazing things, so please remind them not to take any moment or opportunity for granted. Mom, you are the light of my life, and I look forward to being able to see you again one day. I will never graduate high school, go to college, get married, or have my own family, but the lessons you taught me would have made all of those things possible. I will always hold you and our family in my heart. I always used to tell you that I loved you more, and today I'll tell you one more time that I love you more than you'll ever know. Forever yours, Maya.
Thank you, Maya. This time, the strikes will come and read their letters to us who died yesterday at the scene of the accident.
So, for those of you who know Dawson, you know he was rare, it was smile. From then on, he would walk in the room and light up everybody around him. Over the years, his contagious smile came with an amazing positive attitude. I swear he started to make his life mission just to make people happy, which he did to everybody he came in contact with. He would wake up every single morning and he would never complain, believe it or not. He was that kid that woke up smiling, that would come upstairs happy to take life, and he would never complain about homework, not practice. He would just run with the day. Even in the mornings, his sister here, who was a typical 14-year-old crabby morning, he would come in by her and he'd say, "Come on, Brookie, it's time to wake up. Let me see your smile, let me see your smile." And it would change our whole morning. Every single morning he did this. And it wasn't just his friends that he did this to, or not just his family, but his friends. I know he would have them, if he gave them a ride to school in the morning, he would say, "You guys can't get in my car until I see you smile, because it's the good way to start the day." And that's truly how he lived everything about him. A few months ago, he told me that being Dawson is very confident, if you don't know that, and he said to us, or said to me, "Mom, I have a superpower." And I'm like, "Is that right, Dawson?" And he said, "Yeah, my superpower is to make people happy." And it is so true. It is a true gift that I got to live with every single day. And he surrounded everybody around him with this gift. And even his friends, if they had a bad day, they know he could call, or they could call him, and he would drop everything and be there. If it was to have a cup of coffee with them, to probably just say, "It's going to be okay." He was going to change this world with his superpower, and this world is really going to miss what he had to offer to us. I cannot imagine what my life is going to be.
That's my son. That's Dawson. Hardest words I've ever said in my life to an medical examiner yesterday. Last night, not being able to reach him, not being able to talk, knowing he's gone. That empty feeling. I got thinking a little bit about a lot of you out here. Thinking back to middle school, that Jake Larski, Andrew, Robbie, T-Bone, Caleb. What are your memories going to be? Do you remember Dawson looking back and saying, "Hey, everybody up to the fence. T-Bone's up the back. Come on, everybody up. We got to cheer him on." You guys can remember that? Casey, Jalen, can't be a time in your lives you can't remember seeing Dawson smile. I remember sitting in a basketball game here not very long ago. Jalen, you got called for a foul. Dawson's all over that ref. You had your back. You created a foul, but you still had your back. That was Dawson. In September, we were in South Africa for World's Powerlifting. He looked at me and goes, "Dad, our boys' volleyball team, nobody stopped me. Bryce, Carter, Luke, Jackson." That final 3 games at the state meet, you had a crowd like this, 400 to 600 people in the stands. Will you remember also being one of the guys out front cheering you on? Will you remember his being? To the teachers and coaches, Mr. Bauman, Schubert, will you remember his being Dawson? That young man who, when you first saw the class, Jason, who actually was awake and talking and conversing, will you remember him as that little towhead kid getting home on softballs at Lawyers? Schubert, the prodigal father, I think every boy needs. Thank you. The time you spent with him. Can't say enough. Finally, to his powerlifting family. Dawson knows he has a family. this year. He goes, Dad, we're a family. He was very proud to tell me that numerous times. What will you remember in the weight room with Dawson? Will you guys remember Brady, Aaron, Haley, Abby, Jaden? Do you guys remember Brady Dawson sitting there helping with reps? Remember him cheering you on when you're trying to get that last rep going. Just, as his mother just said, the superpower was to try to make everybody happy, but it was also trying to make everybody a better person. What a unique individual. So I'll miss you. I think you've left a great memory behind. Thank you.
I look outside, and all I see is the extreme amount of damage I've caused in so many people's lives. I am unable to eat, sleep, or think about anything without being reminded that night, two of my friends have lost their lives. I won't be able to talk to them, laugh with them, or see them anymore. Not only do I have to think about my life without them, but knowing that I am the source of not only my own pain, but also to blame for the pain that I caused to their families as well. But I will live with the consequences of my decision forever. It's hard enough knowing that because of my part, Cammy and Dustin are gone, but also knowing that I lost my mobility, unable to do the things that I've always loved. Unable to play football, run track, and hang out with my friends and family. Nothing will ever be the same. And to my family, I can't imagine all that I have put you through. To see you lose everything that life has to offer me. Kaylee and Madison, since we were little, we would do everything together. From the times we played for hours upon hours with no care in the world, causing trouble in the house with the babysitters. You guys have always been there for me throughout my life, no matter the problem. Through thick and thin, you guys have always been the two closest people in my life. I know you will always be there for me, and I'm so sorry I wasn't a better role model for the two of you. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. You guys have done everything for me since I was born. I've learned from you more than I can ever repay. With everything you guys have done, you always put us kids before yourselves and taught me that everything in life comes with us, but family will always be there for you. I'm sorry. I hate that I did this to you. I should have never done that for you. It was irresponsible. It's the biggest mistake in my life, and I would give anything to go back in time to undo this. Ethan. We met in 7th grade during wrestling. We both were quiet kids except when we were with each other. Through that, we became friends, only growing closer and closer as the years went by. With countless nights of laughing and having fun, we surely became my best friend. You, Carter, and I did everything together, and we spent every day and every night with each other over the summer. You were a part of my family. You would come on family trips with us, and would come over just to talk to my family. You became the brother I never had. We would cheer each other up whenever the other one was gone, and give each other a hand when the other one needed it. You'd always be the one I would go to if I needed anything. When we had this party planned out, we both thought it was an amazing idea and made a great time for everyone. The morning after, we believed you when you said you were okay to drive. You laughed at us. And now, in this one night of fun, Dawson is dead. Cammy is dead, and I won't be able to move my body up again. You're my best friend, Ethan. The brother I've never had. A part of my family. But now you're the one that broke my family up. And for that, I'll never be able to forgive you.
I think it's appropriate. I think it's appropriate to talk a round of applause for everyone. Now, Ethan Esposito took the role of drunk driver. When we go through this process, recruitment, talk about this process going up to the Washington County Jail, courthouse. This is arguably one of the toughest roles to take on. So Ethan will speak to you about the experience.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ethan Esposito, and for me, everything has changed because of my stupid choice, my decision. Dawson is gone, Cammy is gone, and Kyle's life will never be the same. One incredibly fatal, selfish, and mindless decision has not only changed the lives of a few people, but has scarred an entire community. To Dawson, Cammy, and Kyle's families, I cannot apologize enough. I've taken away so much from you. I've taken life itself. To my parents and my brothers, I'm deeply sorry. All I wish is that I could go back and change my decision to get in that car and get behind the wheel. Every minute of every day since I've destroyed so many lives and replaying the last few moments, it's a nightmare that I cannot awaken from. I watched as one of my closest friends took his last breath knowing it was all my fault. I truly am disgusted with myself. For the very best years of my life, I'll be sitting locked away in a prison cell, obsessing over the lives I've destroyed. You believe it'll never happen to you, that you're invincible, that you're indestructible, that you're always in control, that your destiny is in your hands. But when you choose to drink, you're not nearly as in control as you imagine. Many of you have dreams. I had dreams, a vision, the life I wanted to experience. Dreams of travel, of experiencing other cultures, of spending years with good friends and family, a life benefiting this world we live in. I wanted to be part of the solution, a healing presence. But now, instead of positively adding to the world we live in, I've become a part of the problem. A statistic. A murderer. You're not as strong as you think. One choice changes everything. I can say I'm sorry, apologize a million times, but it still won't bring Dawson and Cammy back to life or heal Kyle. But what I can do before they take me away, close the door and lock me from a world of opportunities, is to challenge each and every one of you, my friends, my classmates, my high school. It's not worth it. The few hours of escape of partying are not worth a lifetime of pain. My life, because of my choices. Make no mistake about it, I chose to drink, and I chose to drive. No one forced me. My life is now crumbled up and abandoned. But your life, your future is still filled with 1,000 opportunities. College, a career, a family, adventure, and the world is still in front of you. Don't throw it away like I did my life and the lives I cared so deeply for. It can happen to you, but it doesn't have to. You're not alone. Together, as a high school community, you can make a commitment that this will never happen again. Take a close look at me right now. I'm a life wasted. My book has been written, but your life is before you. You can craft a better story.
For all the speakers, it's very much a challenge from the parents to the students, so just one last round of applause for them for doing it. And just a reminder, there are 100 boxes of Kleenex here. Please share as you go. As noted in the final introductory video at the beginning, we've had various guest speakers who have had very different messages. In 2007 and 2010, Mr. John Luznicki spoke to GHS as a self-imposed penalty and penance for having killed someone else while drinking and driving. He was on his way up north, like a lot of people. He wanted to go fishing, picked up a 12-pack of beer on the way while hauling his boat. After drinking 2013, we welcomed Officer Mike Metzger, a Green Bay police officer, whose daughter Ashley was killed on June 3rd of 2008 by an intoxicated driver who decided to drag race in her Porsche with another vehicle outside of Lambeau Field. As a result of that tragedy, he created an organization in her name and a website entitled Ashley's Story. His message was unique in terms of being in law enforcement, having to go to calls multiple times, fatal accidents as a Green Bay City police officer, and this time having to be informed by colleagues of his own loss. In 2016, we welcomed Mr. Mike Lutzenkirchen, who was featured in a story by world-renowned ESPN reporter Tom Rinaldi during a college game day piece in November of 2014. He is the father of Philip Lutzenkirchen, former Auburn student athlete, All-American, and BCS national champion, who speaks on behalf of the Lutzy 43 Foundation to carry forward Philip's legacy. Philip lost his life in a single vehicle accident on June 29th of 2014. His message and challenge, look him up. He's done probably 200 to 300 presentations under the Lutzy 43 Foundation. But his message and challenge was that if something happened to you, either within your control or outside of your control, what legacy are you leaving? With this being our 5th production, much thought was given to what kind of message we would share with you today. When one production ends, I take a little bit of time off. If you ask me after the assembly, I'll say, this is it, I'm never doing it again. Take a little time off, and then begin planning in my own head for the next time. That includes listening to a lot of different music, viewing YouTube videos of similar events, while working out and typing notes into my phone for future consideration. In late May of 2017, I was in attendance at the Germantown Community Scholarship Fund Awards ceremony in what was our former upper auxiliary gym, soon to be the fitness center. It is one of the few times that I do not have to present for an event, and I was in the back standing, observing, listening to the presenters. Within the program, I was struck by the presentation given by a family and a student on behalf of her parents. I was moved with the ability of an underclassman at that time to get up and give an award away in memory of she and her family's deceased parents. Having lost both of my parents as well, one unexpectedly my senior year of college in 1994 and one due to illness in 2008, I felt a connection to this presentation and the scholarship. And although I did not personally know the student or family, I was aware of what had happened several years prior to that presentation. In the fall of 2018, I asked to meet with Maddie Griebel and share with her my thoughts on her presentation, and then spoke of the Every 15 Minutes presentation, the mission, and our intent. After she had some discussion with her family and some self-reflection, she decided that she would share her story with all of you today. In our many discussions, it was found that we share an anniversary, as the loss of her parents occurred on April 25th, yesterday, which is the same date as the son passing away of my mother many years ago. I give her the utmost respect for being willing to do this in a venue of this type. But her intentions match well with our mission, which is prevention. With that, Maddie created a video with the assistance of Ben Waldron and Jay Snow at Crossway Church. We'll view that video, and then she will speak to you personally after this presentation. So we'll begin that transition.
Hi everyone, I'm Madison Griebel, and as you already know, I'm your guest speaker today. So the video that you just watched, I made with the help of some people because, to be honest, I did not think I was going to be able to stand up here. That just did not seem possible to me. Standing in front of all of you, I don't even know how many people are here right now, sharing a story that is so personal and so near and dear to me that it never seemed possible for me to do. However, I am here today, and I am standing in front of all of you because I feel that the message that I want to get across isn't just going to come from one video. I felt that I needed to be here to show you all how I really feel. I came today wanting to share my story to all of you and hopes of changing one of your or someone that you know's decision the next time you consider to drink and drive. This took a lot of thought and consideration to get up here and share my family story. I did not think I would be doing this 5 years ago when the accident happened. But as I thought about the Every 15 Minutes program and giving a speech as a guest speaker, the thought of being able to save someone's life or change someone's decision became more evident to me. I thought, yes, this is a bad situation, and the cause of their death is a bad circumstance. But now, what can I do? What can I do from here? Sure, I could keep my family story to myself and not accept the truth of the matter. Or I could use this as an opportunity to share with others in hope of making you all understand that this is not as far-fetched as it may seem. As you've heard many times today through the speeches and the overall message, everyone believes that this won't happen to them. That this is the type of stuff you hear on the news or see in the movies. But believe me when I say this, it does happen. And to you and those of you that are closest to you, you are not an anomaly to the statistics that show that this happens more than we even know. This is real, and it happens, and this is not just what you can see in the movies. Do you think that my parents thought that when they were going out that night, this was going to happen to them? At ages 37 and 38, without even having a will set in place, because they were so young, with 5 kids waiting for them at home, with a loving family that they did nothing but cherish and care for? The answer is no, they did not. They did not think that going out one night, drinking and driving, would cost them their lives. How can we blame them? Nobody would. People do it all the time, and they still make it home safe each night. But please hear the urgency in my voice when I say that it can happen, and the only way to prevent it is to simply not to do it. Do not get behind the wheel drunk, for the sake of not only your life, but others' lives. Just don't. It's not worth costing everything. Now, as Mr. Farron mentioned before, yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of my parents' accident. 5 years since they've been gone. Let me just take a second to understand this. 5 years since my family and I have seen our mom and dad. 5 years. The memories are slowly fading. Sure, we'll never forget the big things, like our vacations and time spent together as a family. But the little things are starting to drift away. Things like when my family would sit in the living room, we would all watch American Idol, and my dad would judge if the people were good or not, giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Or my mom would play dress-up games with us and be the judge, but never would actually pick a winner because she felt too bad to pick between us. Things like their voices. To the point where we have to watch videos to even remember what their voices sounded like, to hear their laughs again, and to remember that there once was a time where there was no hardship and loss. The only pictures we have left are from so long ago, and we can't change that. We can't have any more recent. They're gone. There's not going to be a memory of them at my graduation, at my sister's 5th grade farewell concert, at my brother's 7th birthday party. There will not be those memories because they are gone. They are gone, and the only way of even talking to them is through praying that they're listening to you when you're talking to yourself in your bedroom. They are gone, and the fact that the little things are going to be forgotten is probably the scariest thing I've ever faced. The thought of not remembering, not being able to know what their voices sound like unless I have to watch a video. The thought of my siblings who were even younger than me at the time, forgetting not just some of the memories, but worrying that we're not going to remember who they were as parents, family members, friends, and community members. Well, that's just terrifying. All of this pain and sadness, the horrible adoption battle that labeled us as orphans for 6 months that nearly caused us 5 kids to be split up if it weren't for my aunts and uncle. All the nights of crying, looking back at old pictures, which are supposed to bring back happy memories. Just because of drinking and driving. Simply because of a mistake to get behind the wheel. This does not have to happen to you or other families in the community. If we just make this choice, this decision to change, no one else has to go through what my family has and will continue to go through for the rest of our lives. So please, do it for not only yourself, but for the friends and the family that will be left behind without you in your life anymore. Now as I finish up, I just want to say thank you to everyone here. Thank you, Mr. Farron, for reaching out to me and giving me this opportunity to share my story and talk about something that I feel so passionate about. Thank you to Mr. K, the cast and the crew, for making this happen and for putting together such an event that will leave an impact on everyone. Thank you to my family, the counselors, and friends that have helped me during this process. I could not have made it here today if it wasn't for all of you. And finally, thank you to everyone sitting here right now listening to me and giving me enough respect to come up here and share my story as one of your peers. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. In closing, thank you to all involved for the countless hours that have gone into making this program a success today. Although most of it is a simulation, though what you just heard was real. Our hope is that it shows the impact that even one poor choice can make and how many individuals, groups, families, and communities are impacted by such things. In a few moments, we will dismiss students and they will report to classes for debriefing activities. Teachers, I know you have academic types of things, but I think some really good discussions can come from the debriefing activities that we gave to you and any ones that stem from things that happened today. I would ask that the parent and student participants stay for a few minutes for just a brief follow-up, some pictures, and we'll do a debriefing in here as well. And our final message. If this program helps one person to make a different or better decision, makes one person think twice about drinking and driving, using drugs, and or texting while driving, motivates someone to take the keys away from a friend or a family member who's impaired and should not drive, prevents someone from getting into a vehicle of a person that is impaired, or saves even one life, then we have accomplished our mission. Thank you all for being here today. Staff will dismiss to period 4A. There's a little bit of a gap of time, or for those who have first lunch, we will dismiss to that. Thank you.